Today we're going to be talking about Spider-Man 2002 in our retrospective of the Spider-Man movies and the lead up to the greatest Spider-Man movie of all time, Spider-Man
The
No Way
Amazing
Home.
Spider-Man?
Ruin the vibe like that.
Sorry.
It's impossible for it to be better unless it will be better, because maybe they'll be in it. But with that being said, Spider-Man is a 2002 movie directed by the GOAT himself, Sam Raimi, starring Willem Dafoe, Tobey Maguire,
What other
James Franco.
amazing movies has Sam Raimi done, Jack?
Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 3, Evil Dead 2, Evil Dead, I don't think he did 3. Maybe. Oz the Great and Powerful.
The one with James Franco?
Yeah. There's a couple more, but he's legitimately great. Kirsten Dunst and Jared Leto. You got a 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.3 on IMDb. It made...
Jared who, Jack?
Jared Leto. Made $825 million on a measly $139 million budget, John. Insane profits.
Yeah.
They should re-release it and make it $1 billion movie, like Harry Potter did.
They probably could do it. I think they should update the VFX.
No.
I'm kidding.
The VFX are perfect,
Just
John.
like they do in Star Wars.
But So, overall, John, this is a moment I've been waiting for. You know my thoughts. I think this movie's goated. We'll give it the score at the end. John, what are your general thoughts?
Oh, it's horrible. No, I'm kidding. I love this movie.
I was
trying
so
to scare you.
You did, though. He's been acting strange, so I was a bit nervous. But it's charming, and there's definitely nostalgia bias.
Oh yeah, definitely. There is a little.
Like
not a little bit, a lot.
But I did see a clip, and it reinvigorated my love for this movie. You know, it was a dad showing his 6-year-old son the movie, and there was some clips from that, and the pure enjoyment the kid got made me a kid. It reminded me of this movie. Okay,
and the scene
we loved it when we were kids, but every kid loves it.
Bro, the scene when Goblin pretends to be a woman, so cold. Man.
Goated scene. No, but when he.
Bro, when he goes in and attacks Aunt May, though. I remember that as a child.
First off, the score.
Yeah.
Top 10, top 3 movie score, maybe my favorite of all time. Only contested by Spider-Man 3. But when he climbs the wall for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
The fingers.
Come on. A little bit weird, but.
I was always like, when am I gonna get those?
When are you gonna get them? Oh, I saw a spider and I was gonna get myself bitten by a spider, and then I was gonna come to school and show you spider bed and be like, look.
I also remember I used to put my fingers on things and hope it'd stick.
Yes. The organic webbing. What's interesting is that they were originally gonna go with the actual web shooters.
Which one would you have preferred?
I think organic. I think it creates some fun situations that okay, maybe it's not as comic accurate, but whatever. We got them eventually. So.
I remember this was my introduction to Spider-Man.
Yeah, so I always thought.
And I always thought it was originally supposed to be organic webbing, and then I was so confused.
There's another thing that I thought, but we'll get to that in Spider-Man 2. Whoa. Stay tuned. Let's go and talk about the Green Goblin, John.
Willem and his massive cock.
We'll start with Willem and his absolute schlong. They had to. I actually don't know if this is true, but I remember hearing that they had to remake the mold in the crotch area because it couldn't fit.
Probably, I wouldn't be surprised if he's got a massive dong.
He's got a massive dong. But yeah, Green Goblin, incredible character base.
Oh yeah.
And then they got
a really good job bringing
the
this
best actor
justice.
Working today to fulfill the role, and he elevates it to the next level. His eyes, his speech. And then can we talk about the perfection of the dichotomy between Norman and the Green Goblin?
Well, let's be honest here though. The highs are really high, but there's some parts that are a little bit outdated.
What? What do you mean in Green Goblin or in the movie?
With Green Goblin.
Like what?
I don't know where when you just some of his freak out scenes are a little.
Nah, I loved all of them. I honestly didn't even notice anything at all. I was infatuated the entire time. It's okay. I mean. I feel elements of his character in The Lighthouse here.
Oh, you do?
Brewing. He's been insane his whole life, so I'm not surprised. But yeah, I think Willem adds a second layer to this that wasn't necessarily there. Let's talk about the part when he lays down on the thing and he's like, ooh.
Why?
Because it's goated.
Okay. What about the scene where he sees the blood dropping?
Oh, incredible! If I didn't know what would happen, I'd be shitting my pants the entire time.
I remember shitting my pants when I was a kid.
I was like, what's going on? Because, like, I don't know, man. I feel like Tobey was really getting an exercise there.
It's like...
Because, when he realizes... When he, realizes, you're like, oh, shit.
I don't think you understand, now you might be a bigger Spider-Man fan than me, but when I was a young lad...
These movies had great effects on me.
No, I'm not kidding. I wore a Spider-Man costume, 24/7.
Oh. Then I did.
I had all the toys from it and stuff.
Not only is this what got me into Spider-Man, but it got me into film. I'm willing to say it that these movies got me into film.
I also have a glove that was from these movies, that has the webbing on it and stuff.
I thought you were gonna say cum sock.
No, stop it.
We then have to talk about something that many people know now, but interesting nonetheless. His original costume. Interesting, but definitely not the vibe.
Yeah, I think it wouldn't have worked in 2012. Maybe now it could work.
I get the criticism that it's like Power Rangers, but that's too. I don't know.
It's unique.
And the big thing is you can't see Willem Dafoe's eyes or his teeth, the gap, which is important. You know why? Because when he's not the Green Goblin, he doesn't have the gap.
Oh.
So you need to be able to see the gap, and it's iconic. But yeah, it may be missing a little bit purple.
Yeah, and also his mouth is open 24/7.
It works. Then we have the question, John. Is he a god tier villain? Is he up there with Infinity War Thanos, Dr. Octopus? I mean, this is easy for me. No. I think he gives one of the best superhero movie speeches of all time.
I think no.
But how, John?
I think he's just a tier below them.
Cause he breaks my heart.
Because while he is an amazing villain, I don't think he gets recognized enough as it to put him in the tier with those two.
That just makes him underrated. That doesn't make him not a god.
So I think he's underrated, but I don't think I would say that people have to make him a god tier villain. Everyone has to pretty much be yeah, agree.
But I think people do.
I don't know, because he's not talked about as much as Dr. Octopus or Thanos and stuff like that, and he hasn't. I feel like he also hasn't had as much of an impact on movies now as those two characters have.
Respectfully disagree.
Okay.
Because I think the speech on the rooftop about how they'll grow to hate him, incredible speech. Now, I think it would have been better if in Spider-Man 3 they did, which they kind of do when he becomes Black Suit Spider-Man. But
that's for a good reason.
Yeah, they have a valid, he's a menace.
He's Bully Maguire.
Absolute menace, Bully Maguire. So, and then the final fight, in my opinion, is top 5 final battles of any superhero movie. It's so brutal.
Yeah, it is.
I forgot how brutal it was. It's dark, minimal music, but then the line when he calls back Uncle Ben. I cried 3 times in this movie, John.
You actually cried?
Yeah. When Uncle Ben dies, when he says the father line. Stop pretending to be. And he's like, I did have a father. Yeah, that got me.
That is a very good line.
And then, of course, Willem Dafoe pulls it back out again when he's like, oh, come on. And then just, of course.
Godspeed.
Yes.
Spider-Man.
Godspeed, Spider-Man.
Let's talk about the way that was placed, though.
Yeah, it was edited weird. After that, I was trying to figure out, wait, what just happened?
Bro, they were okay.
What shots did they use?
They were saying to him, your dick is too massive. We're going to help you out for your future movies. And they're chop it off a little bit.
Oh, yeah. Where he gets stabbed.
Yeah.
It's, weird. It's right in his, where the hair would be. Now let's talk about Tobey Maguire and Spider-Man in this movie. Let's talk about Tobey's performance. First off, he's ripped and sexy. I had to note that. But come on, he's ripped and sexy.
I never said he wasn't, but I'm just saying.
Ripped and sexy.
Okay, Jack.
It takes a lot to wear that Spider-Man suit, John.
Those are also some of the things that they do. That are it's next day he wakes up and he's just ripped.
Of course.
The Flash did that too. It's just.
Yeah, but the Flash is bad.
Okay. Well, you can't say that when they do the same thing. You can't say
stark contrast.
Okay.
2002 compared to 2014, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying a lot of superheroes do that, and it's not a good thing that they do that.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. I want to see Tobey Maguire naked, so I get that. I get something out of it. Anywho, I think he's legitimately Good Spider-Man. I think he's obviously based off the first few comics.
Mm-hmm.
It's so obvious. Having read them, it's like he's just like if that version of Peter Parker actually had character. So,
wow, sending shots to Stan Lee.
No, not actually a little bit, but more Steve Ditko. He draws like shit. He doesn't deserve anything.
I don't know if you can say that.
I don't care, man. You can't.
No,
I can
stop.
I'm a better artist than you.
Stop it before we never have a platform again.
Anywho,
guys, if you heard that, Jack is just kidding and don't unsubscribe.
But he's definitely a little bit
corny. Actually subscribe.
And his lip does annoy me a bit.
Yeah, he's a little bit corny.
But his Spider-Man...
Some of his line delivery isn't very amazing.
No,
either.
I think that there's a valid criticism where it's like he never understands when to deliver a line correctly, so sometimes a joke will come off as like aggressive and
I feel
weird.
like he gets better at it in like the next two.
Yeah.
But this one I think he's not an amazing actor.
He pops
in this
off the
one.
most in Spider-Man 2, the bank scene. His quips are the best there. But he doesn't have any great quips here. And
I
as
just feel like there's like when he says things, there's just no emotion. He's just blank the entire time.
like it's valid that people would bully him.
Yeah.
So I guess he does that well. And of course, the Spider-Man is iconic, like the Golden City kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Because I think the swing scenes when he is in the suit are good, but there are definitely choppy CGI when he's a person. Like the character models aren't there yet.
Yeah.
And particularly.
There's a little bit of nostalgia to that stuff, though.
Of course, yeah. I think the rubbery kind of person thing sometimes works. But like the final fight again to bring it back around to that, like it's the rip suit. That's when he's peak Spider-Man. And then I also think this is the perfect origin story.
Yeah.
Movie. I think this is the best origin movie.
I just think it didn't need the part where he wakes up ripped.
I think it needed that.
Like it was cool.
It emphasizes
I remember being as a kid like, oh my.
But like, remember how like horrifying? Well, it
yeah.
still is, but like the whole horrifying like thing. So there's that. Him drawing the suit. The wrestling suit isn't a great suit, but the like painted on logo, spray painted, goated, absolutely goated. Now let's go back to Place of Comfort here, guys, with some trivia. Oh my gosh. First off, I want to talk about Hugh Jackman, who was originally going to appear as Wolverine.
They were going to start a cinematic universe back in 2012.
And who knows, like, was cinematic universe even the right word? There's, like, rumors of ideas of bringing together Blade, but, like...
Yeah, but then also
weird.
Marvel
It's
was going to mention
thing.
them in the first Iron Man movie, and they're like, you know what? Fuck you guys. We're going to go do our own thing.
Pretty much. And then they pretty much killed it. So, you know, it would have been cool, but I'd think that they
What year does the third one come out in?
2004.
Oh, they came out fast, jeez.
Yeah, and goated. Anyway, but like, it would have been nice to see, but I don't really like the first X-Men movies.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the Spider-Man movies. So I can't be angry.
Wolverine's not like
with
super
them.
ripped in the first couple X-Men movies.
No, he's not. Yeah, he's kind of a chubby dude. He's like bulking.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever, man. Then we have this. The Tobey Maguire never read a Spider-Man comic
He's no man of culture.
before getting the role.
Well, he doesn't look like a man of culture. We've seen him in the park.
He just was gambling the entire time.
Oh my god, yeah, he's a fucking...
Oh yeah, when he's... I love his look.
Like, he just
so
you know,
peacefully.
it's just like at the park, he just doesn't give a shit. Because, you know, he goes and actually professionally gambles with other celebrities.
Yeah.
So, like, you know he has a poker face, but he's like, I don't give a fuck. Marvel...
Yeah, no,
can do
he,
whatever the fuck
like,
they want
it's
me.
funny because, yeah, he, like, intentionally, like, revealed it. It's not like he smiled. No, he definitely
he
purposely
did it on
smiled.
purpose.
This was the first, like, the flipping page Marvel logo. So not only is it one of the best one of the best movies of all time.
One of the most iconic things as well, and it came from this movie.
Yes. Because, like...
Marvel owes Sam Raimi some money for that.
Which I think represents more, not to be too stupid here, but I think that that's cool because it represents how this movie is, in my opinion, the beginning of the superhero boom. Blade and X-Men lay the foundations, but they don't make almost $1 billion. And, like, the idea to go campy... Because Blade is, like, weird choice, right? But they chose him because it's vampires and he wears a trench coat. Like, you don't have to go...
What about Michael Keaton's Batman, Jack?
Dark. It's all black.
One of the greatest movies.
He
of
wears
all time.
Jordans, John. That's all I need to say. And I'll give Christopher Reeve Superman some props too. But this is the first time it's like X-Men got leather suits. They gave Spider-Man a bright red suit, and he swung through a city.
Oh, that's
on a
I
web.
thought you were saying, never mind.
Like, important.
Yeah.
Very important movie. And then this is super interesting. David Fincher was supposedly in the running, but he wanted to do The Night Gwen Stacy Died as the first movie and told the origin in the credits. The opening credits. Which, by the way, can we just respect the opening credits? I forgot how good they are.
Honestly, David Fincher probably could have pulled it off well. Well, I don't think it's a good idea to introduce the character like that because this is his first movie.
But this is like peak David Fincher era.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think
this is like 7.
I think he could have pulled this off really well.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
No, but I prefer Sam Raimi for Spider-Man.
I do, because I'm happy with what we had, but I'm just saying.
Because imagine our first Spider-Man being Amazing Spider-Man, like kind of dark.
Think about this. Now that
they went dark to contrast.
Now that Marvel has Spider-Man, do you think we're ever going to see a comic accurate kind of like Spider-Man? Because he's not really that comic accurate. We're not going to see the characters because Sony has them unless they give them, and we're definitely not going to see that now that they've already introduced him. They're not going to probably add that. Besides villains, they're probably not going to add many characters from the comics.
Well, I have a feeling that Sony has positioned themselves to a point, with Venom being my proof, that they are going to try to implement or give Marvel the ability.
I'm saying Marvel, I don't think, will introduce any of like Peter's like friends besides the villains. I don't think they'll do like. At this point, I feel like they've gone too far with these other characters that they won't bring in like an actual Mary Jane.
I wouldn't see MJ, but I could see Harry. I could see Gwen.
Well, Gwen, like
I could see them switching up and doing like Mary Jane dies, and then Gwen is like the one he marries. I could see Harry because
Harry he does meet in college anyway,
which is but he also meets MJ and Gwen in college, even though MJ was retconned to be his neighbor.
These movies make me realize a lot that our Peter Parker needs to grow the fuck up already. This bitch.
Yeah, taking too long. Though I did like the idea originally that he was like sophomore, junior, senior, but
yeah, I do like it. But I'm just saying, like at this point, he should have.
I feel like
they do the responsibility thing already,
and then they don't like pay it off.
Yeah, exactly. Like and like there's shit that's happened to that Peter, but like they don't pay any of it off.
Yeah, you're right. Hopefully this time. Now let's talk about some of the character relationships. Just an excuse to talk about the characters. Uncle Ben and Peter. Excuse to talk about Uncle Ben. Goated. Best of all time. Like, there's a reason why they couldn't do it again in Amazing Spider-Man. They had to have him catch the criminal, because you can't do it better than they did it.
Yeah.
The actor, perfect. Perfection.
Yeah.
You think of Uncle Ben, you think of this guy. And there's a reason why they used him for like half of the times Uncle Ben appears in animated things after this. It's the best of all time.
Yeah.
He fixes that light like a G. And he's concerned for Peter. You see their love. It's awesome. And obviously the father line, as I brought up. Oops. Then we have Norman and Harry. I think this is weirdly, even though that this is the only movie that Norman is alive, it's way more expanded upon later.
Mm-hmm.
So we may dive into it more then. But even though James Franco may be like what is he? I think he sexually assaults people a lot. He's the GOAT.
Yeah.
Great actor. And he is my Harry Osborn. Come on. J. Jonah Jameson. How? You literally can't do better.
Stackcast?
You literally can't do better. The mustache, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It's impeccable.
The hair is perfect.
It's impeccable. And can we talk about the best scene that J. Jonah Jameson has ever had in anything ever? When he doesn't rat out Peter, because you see that he actually does care about his people.
Yeah.
Oh! Goated. And I do like the appearances of some of our other Daily Bugle staff, like Robbie and Betty Brant. And Sam Raimi's brother, who gets more to do in the next movie. But he's pretty cool too. We then have Peter and MJ. I'll give Amazing Spider-Man this. Obviously, we're going into it later. But they have the best relationship. And this one, sometimes this comes across as creepy. And then also, why does Tobey deny her at the end? Well, we know why.
Yeah.
Power and responsibility, baby. Mm-hmm. It's good. It's good for the movie, but it breaks my heart.
Okay, no, there's another thing.
It's pouty. I feel like he's just going through something at the time.
Yeah, that's true. But also, people can't criticize Amazing Spider-Man for doing something similar to this. Because, like, I mean, I guess in the second one they expand on it more and then he accepts it. And is like, okay, I guess we could be together. But, like, people always criticize the end of Amazing Spider-Man where he tries to distance himself from Gwen Stacy at first. But I think they did a good job with that in the second one where he's like, do I stay with her or do I not?
I think it went on too long.
I don't know.
And this is pretty cut and dry. He's like, no. And he's like, actually, you shouldn't have said no. And then he goes and steals her from J. Jonah Jameson's son. Oh, yeah, baby.
Wait, who is that? Is it not Armie Hammer who plays him?
We'll talk about it next time.
I think it is.
We'll talk about it next time. But also, it has the most iconic kiss of all time. Maybe.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Maybe. The only thing that could be more iconic is if Rose and Jack kissed on the Titanic when she had his arms out.
Yeah.
But they didn't do it. So it takes the cake.
The most iconic kiss is me and Jack's.
Yep. And the second is this. And then the third is when he kisses Gwen Stacy in front of MJ in Spider-Man 3. Bully Maguire, baby.
That was our kiss.
Shut up, bitch. We then have Norman and Spider-Man. We talked about it already. They're goated. Come on. And that's Spider-Man. Covered in full. John, let's do it. Ratings and reviews.
Enjoyment. A+.
A+. 100.
Oh, we're doing percent?
Shoot. 5 out of 5. But just to further emphasize my point, this would have gotten 100 on the 100 scale. This is my seventh favorite movie of all time. I love this movie with my heart.
I fucking hate Letterboxd.
Why?
It's either 4.5 or 5. 4.5.
John, how could you?
I have to, and maybe I'll expand on that later.
What? It's the video to do it.
Maybe it's because I don't think it's as good as some of the other ones.
Ah, you fucking bitch. You better not be talking about Amazing Spider-Man 1.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about, Jack.
You think Amazing Spider-Man 1 is...
I'm not going to reveal my list, you idiot. I was being sarcastic, you moron.
Scold this man in the comments below. But tell us what you thought. First, tell us what you thought about the new format. We're trying something different here, moving into a hypothetical season 2. What? New studio coming soon? What? But you have to subscribe first to see that. Get us to 1,000 subscribers. Like, subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. All at Rebored Podcast. Check out the
Rebored
podcast.
OnlyFans coming soon.
What? John in the Minion suit. And me behind him. This picture of Gru.
Stop.
And I'm Gru.
No, you can't.
And John's the Minion.
Stop, you can't put that in.
And then we also have a podcast. Anywhere listen to podcasts at Rebored Podcast. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Thank you for enjoying our presence. And thank you for watching. I said that already. Goodbye.